Welcome everyone. We're here at Deer Lake Lodge. My name is Joseph Zenner. This is Carly Gross and Danny Levin.
Hey.
We're here today at a beautiful resort. All three of us are cleansing. We actually just broke our cleanse and ate a little bit of solid food. So just a little bit. But we're here to share with you an analysis that I've created called Essential Oils Intuitive Emotional Healing Analysis. And it's done with the healing oils. And Carly had some interest in the oils, and Danny and I were talking about health and whatnot, so I asked them if they'd participate in this fun little experiment, and I'm going to be showing Carly how to do an analysis with Danny today. So I'm going to give you this pad.
Awesome.
You prefer that?
Thank you very much.
And we're going to be using some resource books that you can get most places. This book, You Can Heal Your Life, is called The Healer's Bible by many. It's been around for a couple of decades, and I just found out that Danny actually helped with the putting together of this book, which is really cool. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by that, but he helped pick some of the art. Did you do this, Danny? Did you put this old rotted flower there?
I didn't as much as what I did.
Oh, that's so nice.
He didn't do that. It is a cool flower. This is from Natalia.
I know,
the
but
one that
really,
gave me the book.
to be honest, so what I did is I conceptualized that idea because the book was selling incredible amounts in spite of what it looked like. And so I said, why don't we make it beautiful? And then we chose our art director at Hay House to work with it and did it. So it was great.
Yeah, super beautiful book. You can find this in most bookstores. It's a really popular book. And for those that have some skepticism about what we're going to get into, you can look at the case histories that have been done. Louise Hay's been doing this work for a long, long time. She's got a ton of case histories, and this is no joke. It's the real deal. The next book we're going to use today, we're showing off the resource manuals, and we're going to get into how they use them in a moment. The next book we're going to use today is called Emotional Healing with Essential Oils by Daniel McDonald. Daniel has a great video on emotional healing as well that you can find on my website at josephzenner.com/oils. I had a 2-hour talk with Daniel, and he's just an amazing fellow that has an extreme passion for oils. We're going to get into what this book shares in a minute. And then we have Sacred Body Language Translations. This is Robert Tennyson Stevens' work. This is similar to Louise Hay's, but a little bit different, but it does match very well. They do play well together. There's nothing in one book that would suggest the other book is wrong or anything like that. They're very synergistic, is the word I was looking for. So you can get this at newearthcenters.com. Back up for a second. This book you can get at discovertruthwithin.com. I don't sell any of these books, but I should, probably. This is Modern Essentials. This is the Healer's Bible to using doTERRA essential oils. doTERRA are the most pure and indigenous oils I've found. They're the oils I've chosen, so that's another video on why to use doTERRA. But this is the book on the science of doTERRA. It has a lot of the reflexology in it. It has a lot of charts on how to use the oils and what's good for what. And we're just going to use it as a basic reference today. For those playing at home, you can look up the website version of this book at eeoils.me. That's echo oils.me. Not echo, ee. So we're gonna jump right in. Y'all ready?
Here you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the books now, Carly. I'm gonna pass these on to you. You're now almost officially an EOEHA practitioner. And so the way we're going to get started is we're going to ask Danny what, if you had a free visit with a doctor or psychiatrist or energy healer or God, what would you want to upgrade? Like, what would you want to change the most? What's your top priority?
My body.
Okay, and what about your body?
My body has lots of pain. It's about 100 pounds overweight. I have early stages of fibromyalgia. At least that's what I think. So I have pain throughout my body, and it's not as strong as it used to be. So
you're on the right path.
I'm ready to get stronger and be healthy and be happy.
Okay. So I heard fibromyalgia, weight loss, and then pain. Which one of those would you like to start with?
Fibromyalgia.
Okay. So we're going to go straight to the Modern Essentials book, and we're going to look up fibromyalgia. So while she's doing that, just to speed things up a little bit, I'm going to look it up in this, and I mean, you could easily discern how you would just do these in 2 steps, but it doesn't really matter, by the way, which order you take these in, so it doesn't matter that we're doing it at the same time.
This book is awesome.
Yeah. You not have that book yet?
Nope. Gotta get it.
There you go.
Which book is that? That's awesome. That's the Modern Essentials.
That's the Modern Essentials, yeah. So this is more of the science and has a lot of the, you can look up ailments and diagnoses and things like that. And then this book has, well, you know what this book is, but for the viewers at home, this book has a lot of the translations into the emotional healing around what each of these ailments or diagnoses are. Okay, so go ahead.
So read what?
Yeah, read what oils are good for fibromyalgia. We're not going to read the description of fibro. You can look that up on the internet. We're just going to. So you're going to write down the oils that are good for fibro.
She's going to read and write.
Yep, I'm putting her to the test.
So
today.
the oils that would be helpful for fibromyalgia are Deep Blue, which I know is one. The blue oil that you massage into you, and then there also wintergreen. I can't pronounce this. Helichrysum?
Helichrysum. Yep.
Helichrysum. Lavender, rosemary, and thyme.
Okay, so you're going to write those oils out. And we can translate Deep Blue into the oils that are inside Deep Blue if we need to later. We may not need to. So what we're going to be looking for here is the oils that are going to keep coming up for you, because your body is trying to tell us what oils are right for you. And so we're going to look up all the different things that you've mentioned and see what oils keep coming up.
Cool.
And then it's kind of like watching a horse race. And so when you write down an oil that's already come up once, you're going to put 2 stars by to signify to yourself that it's come up before and it may be one to take a look at.
I should also put high blood pressure on my list of things to be.
Okay. Now, so I looked up fibromyalgia in Louise Hay's book and I did not find it, but so I went straight to pain, because fibromyalgia, the main symptom of that is pain. Is that accurate in your assessment? Okay. So, so you've written all those down, so I'll let you, since you have a prettier voice than me, I'll let you read the probable cause of pain, and then we're going to read the new thought pattern.
So the probable cause of pain is guilt. Guilt always seeks punishment.
Pretty right on.
And the new thought pattern that you could implement is, I lovingly release the past. They are free and I am free. All is well in my heart now. Do you want to repeat after me line by line?
That'd be great.
I lovingly release the past.
I lovingly release the past.
They are free and I am free.
They are free and I am free.
All is well in my heart now.
All is well in my heart now.
So how's that feel?
Good.
Yeah. So for those looking to understand how to do the analysis, I swapped to a second page, and I'm catching Carly's back because her and I are tight. So I'm writing down this second page what the affirmations are, and then we can go back to this for the other thing. Okay, so now what we're going to look at here is, I lovingly release the past. They are free and I am free. All is well in my heart now. So I've already got that on the other page. And now we're going to find this cute little emotional healing book. And so this is an intuitive analysis, but it's not off my intuition, it's off yours. So what I'm going to use with my intuition is to find the key words, because I know in the back of this book what kind of words are in the back of this book. And so to be more loving, to have more release, or freedom, which of those would be?
Release.
Release. Okay, so I'm going to look up, I'm not sure if release is in here.
Let go, whatever.
Okay, so release is not in here, so we're going to look at, I thought letting go was in here. So what other word would you use for that? Let's, as a team, come up with a word. And that's all this is about. It's like, and usually we want to use his intuition, but if you have something you can offer, it may fit for him. Surrender?
I was going to say surrender, but it's I don't know that surrender is it. I think I really need to learn how to let go of things, but surrender is not really letting, I don't know that it's surrendering to this.
What about holding on to things?
Holding on to things would be the opposite of what I need to do, yeah.
Right, so we could look it up at that, but
is that in there?
I'm surprised releasing is not in here, but what about relief? Relieved?
No.
I guess that's not it.
Leave it to me to find the one thing that's not in there, right?
No, this happens a lot, and we just keep working until we find a word that fits.
We need a thesaurus.
So you sure it's not surrender? Because I'm feeling like it is, but this is your intuition, not mine.
Well, that would be the word that's there, and it might be the closest word we have, but I don't think it's surrender. I think it's letting go.
Okay.
Maybe I don't. I don't think it's so much surrendering to anything as much as letting go of something.
What about moving
Freeing?
forward?
Moving forward could be, yeah, that could be better.
Okay. So for moving forward, we have, and you can write these down for me if you don't mind. For moving forward, we have, and you want to kind of keep them according to what each was, so that when he goes back, because you're going to give him these notes, so when he goes back,
So
he'll know
background.
these alls were for this, these alls were for that, and then we'll see which are repeated. So for moving forward, we have
You're
cypress,
doing good enough for me, by the way.
Thank you.
lemongrass, thyme,
Hold on 1 second. Cypress,
Yep,
lemongrass, and thyme.
and we could put fennel as well.
Is that just off the top of your head? No.
Using my book. And for those that are confused, I went to, if they're following along with the book, I went to, from moving forward, it said stagnant and then stuck. And so I'm actually reading from stuck, but we went there from moving forward.
Okay, stuff would
Stuff.
probably be okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. So now we want to move on to the next thing we're going to look up, which is, well, I'll let you tell us. It was either high blood pressure or weight, right?
Weight.
It's okay. So we're going to go to weight, and if you could look up weight loss in your book, and I know that's in this book, so I'm just going to go and read straight from it. Yeah, Louise has some great things to say about weight loss in general. It's a lot about protection.
Yep.
So for overweight, we have probable cause. Oversensitivity often represents fear and shows a need for protection. Fear may be a cover for hidden anger and a resistance to forgive. So you can see how there's sort of a theme around, forgiveness. The new thought pattern is, I am protected by divine love. I am always safe and secure. I'm willing to grow up and take responsibility for my life. I forgive others. I now create my own life the way I want. I'm safe. Would you like to read that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's
Mine
just
isn't
speak
so much
that into...
forgiving others as much as forgiving myself, but that's okay.
Okay. So for the case of the video, we're just going to keep moving, but you guys see that you just write down these affirmations and then you can hand it to them to do the affirmations into a mirror, or, a great way to do affirmations is to walk in a circle 8 pattern, like infinity, and it shuts down the left and the right brain's ability to say, nuh-uh, no it's not, nuh-uh. Because if I say, I am completely wealthy and abundant, and my inner dialogue says, no you're not, that no you're not could be a stronger affirmation than the first one, and I've just done myself some damage in terms of wealth. And so one of the tricks for that is to read it into the mirror and look yourself in the eye, and the other one is to walk in a circle 8. Right? So
Awesome.
you can read this for us?
So,
Well, he's going to read the
Oh,
affirmation
okay.
first, and then we'll move into the science book.
I am protected by divine love. I am always safe and secure. I am willing to grow up and take responsibility for my life. I forgive others. And I now create my own life the way I want it. I am safe.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
There's a Danny question. Is that true now? Okay, great. So you can see that this analysis is already having a theme, and we never looked up, you never told us you had a problem with forgiveness,
Right.
You never told us this was your issue. We're finding this from what the body's trying to tell us all along. So you want to read to us from the science?
yeah, there's a couple that would be great. So Slim and Sassy is a blend from doTERRA that would be awesome. The other ones are patchouli, grapefruit, orange, rosemary, and fennel.
Fennel again.
Fennel again. Rosemary
And
again.
rosemary
Rosemary
again.
Yeah, and I happen to know what's in Slim and Sassy, so I'm just going to write these out, which is peppermint, lemon, grapefruit, ginger, and cinnamon. So that's the ingredients Slim and Sassy. It's for metabolism and weight loss. I think one of the oils that we probably want to look up is grapefruit down the road, but we'll let the analysis go for a bit and see where it goes. So is there a specific part of the body that has a pain that we could look up? Like a area?
So my whole body has pain. Let's say lower back, neck. I mean, it could be a lot of things. Lower back. We want to say lower back. Or
Okay, you want to start with lower back? Okay, so in terms of lower back here, I'll let you read. I'll let you take a turn this.
Alright, so the probable cause of lower back pain is fear of money and lack of financial support. And the new thought pattern is, I trust the process of life. All I need is always taken care of. I am safe. That.
So safety seems to be coming up a bit. So out of that, would you say, what word would come up from the affirmation there that you would want to look at and upgrade in terms of what oils would be good for that? And the type of words, by the way, I'm just going to read a few to show you guys what's in the back of this book. Under S is sadness, scarcity, scattered, secure, weak sense of self, self-acceptance, self-assured, self-betrayal, self-criticism, self-doubt. Oh, these are all self. Separated, sexual identity. So those are the type of things that are in the back of the book. So from the affirmation, so does everyone see how we're doing this? We're looking it up in the book to get the translation into emotion. We're looking up the emotion in the emotional healing book to get the oil, and then once we get the oil, we can go and look up the emotional healing around each specific oil. And that part, the last part, we're going to get to in the end. So, what word can we look up from that?
I'm going to say either trust or safe.
Okay. I don't believe safety's in there, so we're going to look up trust. There's our rosemary again. So rosemary apparently is a theme for you. You see how there's 51 oils, and the same ones start to come to the surface for you. And that's the ones we're going to look up at the end of the analysis for the coup de grace. We also have geranium, marjoram, and myrrh. And what else do we want to look up? You wanted to look up high blood pressure, correct?
Yep.
So, yeah. Well, so can you look up hypertension in there? I think it's what it's under. Blood. Wait. Yeah, I think you look up blood and then hypertension in that book.
Okay.
And so from the Louise Hay book, we have high blood pressure, probable cause, long-standing emotional problem not solved. The new thought pattern is, I joyously release the past. I am at peace. It's a great affirmation for you. You want to read that? I joyously release the past. I am at peace.
I joyously release the past. I am peace.
Awesome.
I'm at peace.
Cool. And can you open your eyes and say it into my eyes?
I joyously release the past. I am at peace.
I feel that.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, so what does the Modern Essential book have to say about this one?
So the best.
Did you look up release in your magic book? That we
Release is
tried?
not in the magic book, but I'm going to
Okay.
look up peace if that's all right with you.
All right. Peace is, release is really the, I
Okay.
need to write the magic book with release.
Yeah, I'll talk to Daniel about that. He's a buddy of mine.
Okay.
Okay, so this is for hypertension. Is that what we're looking up, or just?
Yeah.
Blood
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah,
Okay.
hypertension is the same as blood pressure.
Okay, so some of the oils would be lemon, lime, lang lang, marjoram, eucalyptus, lavender, clove, clary sage, and wintergreen. And
Okay.
it says, note, avoid rosemary and thyme.
And possibly peppermint.
And possibly peppermint, which is
It
interesting.
says avoid rosemary.
And thyme.
That is very interesting. Yeah. So, and that's a great example that it comes up here, because there's not a lot of things in this book that it says to avoid. But so the opportunity we have here is to look up. We're definitely going to look up rosemary and see what the emotional healing is around that, and then you can work on the emotional healing without the oil, because apparently there's something in the oil that would be a little too drastic there. So we did have wintergreen pop for a few times. That's what I call it, popping.
Yeah.
Think of this as like a horse race, and we see which horses are coming out in front. Lavender hit as well. And So unless there's something else, and lemon as well, because it was in this lemon sassy and it came up here. So unless there's something else really drastic that you want to look up, I think for time's sake we're going to move forward. Is that right? Groovy. So I'll give you the magic book, and we're going to read. You're going to use your own intuition to read about half of what it says, just for time-wise. And you can read the first paragraph, second paragraph, or bounce around sentences, however you feel. So let's look up rosemary first. And yeah, we'll look up rosemary first, and then I'll do what I was about to do. So we'll read. Oh, sorry. You gotta go in the front, and then they're alphabetical. So rosemary should be.
Rose.
There we go.
There we go. So rosemary is the oil of knowledge and transition. Rosemary assists in the development of true knowledge and true intellect. It teaches that one can be instructed from a far greater space of understanding than the human mind. Rosemary assists individuals who struggle with learning disabilities. It brings expansion to the mind, supporting individuals in receiving new information and new experiences. Rosemary aids in times of transition and change. Rosemary teaches that we do not understand all things because we have a mortal perspective. It invites individuals to trust in a higher, more intelligent power than themselves. It supports them in feeling confident and assured during times of great change in understanding or perspective. Rosemary roots them in the true knowledge that surpasses all understanding.
That dang mortal perspective, man. That mortal perspective will taint everything. So did anything come up for you on that? I mean, is it...
Nothing grabbed onto me in terms
Okay.
of, can I take a look at it just real
Sure.
quick?
This jumped out at me.
Right, for my daughter,
Right.
right.
Interesting. Yeah, and this is anytime you do an analysis with somebody, this is always a co-creation. Like it tends to be a group exercise. Yes, we're pointing the analysis at Danny, but it's
Well,
coming
what
up
you
for
were
a
saying,
reason.
pointed
for all
out,
this.
is I have a developmentally delayed daughter, and it says Rosemary assists individuals who struggle with learning disabilities. So, but
Yeah,
that's
great.
not really me, it's really my daughter.
Sure, but
But
you're
your
one
daughter
with
is
your daughter,
you.
so yeah, your daughter is you.
Me, yeah.
And so yeah, and the one thing I want to point out about this analysis is we look for oils in terms of how we look these oils up. They just come to us the way we just did it, and then we look for oils that Danny is either really strongly attracted to or really strongly resistant to. In terms of neutrality, it doesn't matter that much. And that like or resistant to could be an oil he's never heard of. He could say like, bergamot, wow, I've never heard of that. That's a cool sounding name. I love that. Or marjoram, ugh, marjoram sounds gross. What is that? So on this page, I'm going to show you this page. Is there anything that, and it doesn't have to be something you don't know, is it something that jumps off the page at you?
So where am I looking? All
Any of the oils.
Any of
Look
them.
at the whole page and use your own intuition. What name is jumping off the page? And this is where we get into a little bit of the woo-woo side of things, folks. If this is too much for you, you can stick to the basic science. I like to use intuition like this, and it's been very fruitful in terms of finding some insights out.
I don't know why, but this one is, I don't know what it is at all, but this is the one that's coming up and I can't say it.
Okay, great.
But it's
Yeah.
not a starred one. Obviously lavender I
Yeah,
like
but it came
that.
up in the analysis. And so helichrysum is a really good oil for blood circulation, blood flow. It would be a phenomenal oil for high blood pressure. I don't think it came up under high blood pressure. Yeah, exactly. And that's the cool thing about this analysis. I'm trying to see if helichrysum showed up anywhere on here. I know that it would be a good oil for anything blood related, but it doesn't show up there. But before she reads, I want to say that, yeah, this is going to seem like a coincidence. It's going to seem like, oh yeah, well that was just a coincidence the way that happened. There are no coincidences in this analysis, all I'll say. Okay, go ahead and read.
Okay, so this is the oil for pain.
Oh wow.
Helichrysum, am I saying it right?
Helichrysum?
Helichrysum removes pain quickly and effortlessly. It aids the walking wounded, those with a history of difficult life circumstances, trauma, addiction, loss, or abuse. These individuals need the powerful spiritual support that helichrysum offers. It gives strength and endurance to the wounded soul who must keep on living despite past difficulties.
I had no idea what this thing even was.
That's the idea. And I think if anyone couldn't tell, this is obviously not scripted. I think.
And so
I've never seen it not click like this in some way.
that could not be more close to the truth than possible. So I mean that's a little weird.
Yeah, and you found it. The whole analysis didn't.
Right.
You found it on the page.
Right.
You know. I mean, the analysis had
Wow.
it land on the page, but you found it. It's just cool stuff, right?
This oil restores confidence in life and in the self, giving the individual strength to make it. It imbues joy, fervor, and hope for living. Helichrysum takes the wounded soul by the hand, guiding them through life's difficulties. If the wounded individual can persevere, this oil can take them into new heights of spiritual consciousness. Helichrysum offers them hope that their wounds can be healed.
There's hope.
Let's hope.
There's hope for even you, Danny. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's, yeah.
Well, I don't know what
Wow.
happened, but that's fabulous. However we came to it is pretty fabulous.
You gotta get
You found
yourself
it.
some Helichrysum.
And see that, you know, so what the reason I created this analysis and the reason I think it's so valuable is our body is trying to tell us stuff all the time. It tells us with smell. And what's interesting is from dealing with a lot of women in my life, I know that moon cycles can change what oils you're, you know, because of your cycle going up and down. It's like one day lavender may be great, the next day lavender's yuck, and the eucalyptus. And so it changes. And so your body's always trying to tell you, hey, look at this, look at this. And yes, you can just use that oil or use that food or eat whatever you're drawn to eat and use your gut and your intuition to eat it. And you can look up the emotional healing around it, and it's really interesting. It's kind of like my friend Erin is teaching me to, every time I find a new animal shows up in my existence, look up the spirit animal, and it's like, hardly ever doesn't make sense. Or it always makes sense.
Yeah.
So now let's look up really quickly. We're just going to read a couple sentences from marjoram. And what was the other one that came up? Fennel.
Fennel was a good one.
Just to see if they are logical. And then maybe
What's really
just a
interesting
couple
is this
sentences.
only came up once, and it wasn't even something I knew, and I was gonna, my mind naturally wanted to go to like lavender, because that's what I know, and
Mhm.
I like it, so,
Yeah.
you know.
And the other funny thing is, right when we were talking about this, I looked down at the book. It says oils, helichrysum. Like that popped out to me.
Oh, really?
And
that-
this is
showed
for
up.
something else, but
But it's also blood related. Yeah,
It's blood
helichrysums are
related.
blood related.
wow. Okay, so marjoram is the oil of connection, and this came up on your test twice. So marjoram aids those who are unable to trust others or form meaningful relationships. This inability to trust often stems from harsh life experiences. The individual develops a fear of close connection in human relationships. They may tend towards reclusive behaviors, protecting themselves even further by abstaining from social interactions. They may also protect themselves by unconsciously sabotaging long-term relationships. It teaches us that trust is the basis for all human relationships.
I would say that hits the mark good.
Okay, great. So let's
And
move on to fennel real quick. And then while she's preparing for that.
Right.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll wait until she's done. She already found it.
Okay.
Okay, so fennel is the oil of responsibility. Fennel supports the individual who has a weakened sense of self. The individual may feel defeated by life's responsibilities, having little to no desire to improve their situation. Fennel reignites a passion for life. It encourages the soul to take full ownership and responsibility for its choices. Fennel teaches that life is not too much or too big to handle.
Book it, Daniel. Let's take that one too.
Okay, cool. So now we're gonna get in. I call it more fun. But what oil on there? Or actually, it doesn't even have to be on the sheet. Is there an oil that you're very resistant to? In terms of, and you may not know all of the oils.
No,
so let's do this. I'm gonna read you the oils. This will be fun just to get them all on tape anyway. We're going to read you the basic oils, and if you hear one that you don't like, and it could be, oh, I don't like ginger, it's gross, or I've never heard of that, but I don't like that word. Could be either one of those, just let me know when you hear one. Basil, bergamot, birch, black pepper, blue tansy, cassia, cinnamon, clary sage, clove, coriander, cypress, eucalyptus, fennel, frankincense, geranium, ginger, grapefruit, helichrysum, lavender, lemon, lemongrass, lime, marjoram, melaleuca, melissa, myrrh, oregano.
What's Melaleuca?
Is that you a little resistant to that?
Not really. I just don't know what. I mean, it's hard to be resistant to something you don't know.
Right.
So, but
it would be
Melaleuca,
more in the resistances. It's not like popping off the page like the last exercise. It would be more something you do know and you just don't care for the smell of it or taste of it.
That wouldn't.
But it can be like, oh, it doesn't sound right. Melaleuca is also called tea tree oil.
Oh yeah, no, tea tree oil is fine. I love
You like tea tree oil. Okay, so patchouli, peppermint, Roman chamomile, rose, rosemary, sage, sandalwood, spruce, tangerine, thyme, vetiver, white fir, wintergreen, and ylang ylang. And if none of those are resistant, that's fine. We don't have to
I have
have
no
resistance.
resistance.
Okay, and so the other way to do this with the analysis, what's that?
I had some.
Did you?
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to look up one of yours?
Yeah.
Let's do that. So the other way to do this with the analysis, though, is to have all the oils out, and it's a little bit more for this video. Smell them all, and then see what the strong loves, not even likes, strong loves are strong resistances, where the neutrality we're not so concerned about. You can still use those oils, but they may not be up for you right now. Your body's trying to tell you which oils by which you love, and when you have a resistance, then your body's trying to tell you that you want it in a way, but your part of yourself is resistant to that emotional healing around it. So what are you resistant to?
It was one of the last ones that you said.
Okay.
So start with
Yep. So we have sandalwood, thyme, vetiver.
that one.
Vetiver. Okay, good. You want to read
know
one?
what vetiver
I
is?
have no idea.
No
but I was
idea.
like,
That's awesome. Vetiver is one of my favorite oils. I think we have it here, so you can smell it after.
Yay.
Do you want to read one, Danny?
Sure. Why
So
not?
just use your intuition to read about a third of that paragraph. Bounce around if you like, but read what the oil is on the top at first.
Okay, vetiver. It's the oil of centering and descent. Vetiver brings the individual back down to earth. It assists them in grounding to the physical world. Vetiver also assists individuals in deeply connecting with what they think and feel. In this way, vetiver is incredibly supportive in all kinds of self-awareness work. It helps uncover the root of an emotional issue. You want me just to stop there?
Your intuition.
Vetiver challenges individuals' needs to escape their pain. It centers them in self and guides them downward to the root of their emotional issues. It helps them find relief, but not through avoidance. Relief comes after they have traveled within and met the core of their emotional issue. Vetiver will not let them quit. It grounds them in the present moment and carries them through an emotional catharsis. The descent into self assists individuals in discovering deeper facets of their being. Vetiver opens the doors to light and recovery through this downward journey.
Yeah, doesn't let one quit. And by the way, I said we're all cleansing. I'm on day 2.5. Danny's on day
5.
5, and
5.
Carly.
I'm on day 7.
Carly's on day 7. So yeah,
Really
she's
on
a
day
champion
15.
about quitting. So anything come up for you when you read that?
It just sounded awesome, and it just sounded like something that could help me, I think, focus more on like what I want to do and bring to the world, and
It's an amazing oil.
and yeah.
And so, did you see the way her?
Wow.
Yeah, did you see the way her body found that oil for her was a resistance to it, and that's one of the coolest things about this analysis is a resistance to it or a strong love. Your body's trying to talk to you. So wrapping up, we didn't get to use this book. What I use this book for is if Louise Hay's book doesn't get into the specifics enough, this book will show you like each tooth. Louise Hay will talk about teeth. This book will show you each tooth. It'll show you if someone's holding their hands like this versus like this, what that means. So this is just more about, and also if someone looks this way, they're lying. That kind of stuff is in this book.
Awesome.
But yeah, so wrapping up, I want to thank my guests today. Thank y'all so much for jumping into this, not knowing anything about what it was going to be. Carly, you want to share your website or your blog where people can find your blog at?
Sure. If you want to find my blog, it is www.culinarykarma.net, and I share a lot of health advice, but it's mostly about following your own intuition and a lot of recipes, and I also have a YouTube channel where you can find me. You can find me through my website. I love to use the oils in my recipes as well, so I'd love to connect.
Excellent. And Danny, where can people find you?
DanielBruceLevin.com, and I do whatever people need me to do. I help people get what they want.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's Levin. He's good at helping people with branding. And I want to thank Deer Lake Lodge for holding the space for us to be here. Danny and I are doing some classes here, and Carly's enjoying some time with her wonderful mother out here. It's really been a beautiful space. Yeah.
She could be doing
Next
She'll be
time
doing
around,
some
I'll
classes
be doing
out
some
here
classes
too.
out here too.
That's right. So check out DeerLakeLodge.com to learn more about the cleansing that we do out here. This is north of Houston, by the way, in a town called Montgomery. And thanks for joining us. You can check out myself at josephzenner.com. That's Zenner. But I appreciate you watching this video. I hope that you can play with these books and have fun with them. There's no wrong way to do this. And because you watched to the end of this video, you are now officially certified to do an essential oils intuitive emotional healing analysis on anyone. And you can put those letters after your name or whatever. Instead of MD, you can take that out and put this. It means more. I'm just teasing.
Congratulations.
Yoi Ha is also pronounced oh yeah. So go oh yeah your friends, show them what oils are calling to their bodies, and then help them get their health back by using the oils and also using the affirmations and understanding what emotional healing revolves around what the analysis showed us. Thank y'all and namaste, y'all.
Namaste. Awesome.